Very first thing that I want to talk about is something that I have not heard anyone else cover on the internet thus far in any sort of content form, and it's something that I truly do believe is significantly undervalued, and that is... What's up, you guys? It's Joseph here. This video is going to be the cream de la cream of TikTok tips, tricks, tactics, the alliteration is killing me, strategies to get you likes and followers fast. 2020, I truly do believe, is going to be the peak year for TikTok growth and success, and so honestly, there's no better time than right now to jump on the platform and start leveling up your TikTok game. Listen, I'm gonna save you the 20-minute video and I'm just gonna get straight to the point. So obviously with TikTok, there's a lot that I can talk about. This video specifically is not gonna be so much about strategy as much as it is about simple actions, hacks, if you will, that can impact account growth. In fact, if you wanna learn more about strategy and how to define your content to be unique to you, I'd encourage you to check out the other videos on my channel as I cover those strategic aspects in greater depth. So before we get started, I want you to do two things for me really quickly. Number one, comment your takeaways from this video down below. Hopefully it was helpful to you. And second of all, I want you to comment your TikTok username, your account handle, so that I can check out your content, leave a comment there, and others can follow you, and we can all support each other collectively in the comment section down below, so make sure you do that. Also, be sure to stick around all the way into the end of this video, as I have a special gift for those of you who stick around to the end, and without further ado, let's talk TikTok. So we're gonna be covering six things in this video, and the very first thing that I wanna talk about is something that I have not heard anyone else cover on the internet thus far in any sort of content form, except for TikTok. And it's something that I truly do believe is significantly undervalued, and that is songs versus sounds. Technically, a song is a sound, but I'm sure if you've been on TikTok enough, you'll know that there is a differentiation between the two. There's a difference between utilizing Drake's God's Plan in your video versus using some original audio that a creator had recorded of him, for instance, shouting at his siblings. So really quickly, we need to backtrack just to kind of understand the relation between TikTok and actual sounds versus songs. So TikTok's primary goal, right, is to push as much creative content as possible. The whole objective of the platform is to keep you and I on the platform engaging for as long as possible so that it can serve us ads and generate revenue, right? That's the whole business model of TikTok. And the best way that it's currently doing this is by encouraging users to actively utilize certain sounds in songs. So for those of you who didn't know, TikTok used to be formerly known as Musical.ly, and as it was then, it is now a musical-centered platform. However, in 2020, a shift is happening, and here's what I mean by that. Over the 400 videos that I have posted across multiple accounts, what I found to work best in 2020 so far, and I actually recently read an article from TikTok that confirmed this, is utilizing original audio from yourself or other creators versus a song on the platform. As I mentioned previously, TikTok wants to see more originality and creativity on the platform so as to engage users on it longer. And they recently announced or specified in an article this January that they are going to be pushing for more of this in 2020. And to be fair, there are always going to be exceptions, right? There are always going to be instances where there is a video associated with a certain song and that's going to go viral and that's going to be the trend, the newest I got hose, right? But the 8 videos that I've had in 2020 garner over 2 million views each have all had one thing in common. They utilized a sound that was trending on the FYP page. Now, sounds can be anything. They can be people talking, they can be comedic sounds, they can be even a song edited by a creator in a new, original, or wacky way. There's only so much that you can do with a song on TikTok before its, well, audio version of a shelf life dies out and before you don't even hear of it anymore. And there's countless examples 6 months ago on TikTok, sounds that were used on the platform that you don't even hear about anymore. The point is, when creating TikTok in 2020, try to utilize sounds as much as possible, as it seems like that's a new direction that TikTok is experimenting with. However, that being said, like I mentioned, there's always going to be exceptions, so definitely songs versus sounds, try to utilize the best of both worlds, because like I always say, variety often leads to virality. Here's a pro tip really quickly. If you're like me and you're scrolling through the FYP page and you see a creative idea and you hear a sound that you want to utilize in a later video, here's what I would encourage you to do. Screenshot that, that so you can save it until later. Literally, my phone is full of hundreds of different screenshots of video ideas that I've come across in my research period that I want to utilize at a later point. So the second TikTok tip, trick, tactic has to do with duets and reacts. So the TikTok algorithm. TikTok is still currently in the process of developing its algorithm for the platform, as it has not in any official capacity come out and said anything about it specifically. However, we do know that there are certain aspects of it that are consistent and we can count on. For instance, high engagement is always good for content distribution. In 2020, utilizing sounds, original sounds, usually outperform songs on the platform, and sharing boosts the visibility of posts. If you could assign some sort of value metric, just hypothetically point-based system to engagement on your videos, I think likes would have to be worth 1 point, comments would be 2, and a share would definitely be worth 3. A share basically is someone else taking your content and then distributing it onto a channel of their own. Duets and reactions are the two most powerful forms of content sharing on TikTok. Since by reacting or duetting with a video, you're technically now associated with it, if your video becomes popular enough, you can actually be found on the discovery page by searching for the creator of the video that you reacted to. Duets, on the other hand, are just as worth it, basically where TikTok splits your screen and shows 2 different screens. And I mean, there's no other better opportunity for growth and exposure than collaborating with a friend or even another potential creator. And the duet function doesn't necessarily have to be used just for collabs. Use it to mirror another user's actions or show a side-by-side comparison of your attempt at a challenge versus the original. And also, and most importantly, and this is probably the key takeaway for this point, encourage other users to duet and to react with your video as well by making sure you turn that feature on when you first post and upload a video. Moving on, the second tip, trick, tactic for TikTok specifically in order to get you more likes and followers and to blow up in 2020 is to enhance your profile photo. When it comes to TikTok and social media in general, you're either in one of 2 groups of people. You have a recognizable face or you don't. For instance, The Rock doesn't need to upload a new profile photo for TikTok because of the fact that he's already well established on other platforms and already has an established presence. If that's not the case for you, put significant effort into creating something that will stand out. Make it colorful, make it bright, make it aesthetically black and white. Didn't mean to rhyme that, but the point is, give it some sort of aesthetic that will differentiate it from the myriad of cell phone selfies that we see on the For You page. Number 4, username clarity. One of the most important elements that you can have on your TikTok account is to create a username, create an account handle that is memorable and as short as possible. We're now approaching nearly 1 billion downloads of the TikTok app, and you want as many of those people as possible to remember your username with just looking at it once. Keep it short, keep it simple, try to avoid using underscores or periods unless you feel that it enhances your name. Speaking of names, if you can, try to go for your name as a TikTok handle, as that starts to establish yourself on the platform, builds out your personal brand, as we like to say. If your name is long and perhaps it's hard to pronounce and maybe it's not as memorable as you think others might remember it as, then come up with a sentence or a word that you feel represents yourself on the platform and perhaps is easier to remember. By the way, really quickly, check the links in the description below. I've actually included a free tool. It's a website. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it actually generates TikTok usernames for you that are available on the platform, and I've gotten some really, really great ones from it, so check it out. I know you get a lot of value from it. Number 5, posting frequency. On TikTok, you want to post multiple times sporadically throughout the day, experimenting with different times. TikTok literally doesn't care about how many times you post in a day. In fact, from my experience, the more content that you push onto the platform, statistically, the greater chance you have of being seen, because like I said, variety or quantity in this case leads to virality. However, I will say this, I would not recommend posting videos back to back, like in the span of a few minutes, because you want to create this buffer between content just to see how well the video performs. Is it going viral? Should I wait and let this virality kind of play out? And so Definitely post, like I said, sporadically throughout the day, but just give some time between the uploads. When first growing an account, I always recommend posting 2 to 3 times a day minimum. If you can't stay on top of this each day, you know, it is kind of all hard to do on the day of. One thing that I've done previously in the past is banking content. So filming a lot of it in advance so that, you know, when the day comes, you want to post 3 times a day, right? You have this repertoire, you have this deposit of content that you can upload on the platform and you can stay consistent. Speaking of being on time, post at different times and figure out the prime time when your audience is most active. So for me, even though my audience is 72% US based, the prime time for me when my audience is most active on the platform, interestingly enough, happens to be at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I try to put out the greatest content that I have at that time. To figure out what time is ideal for your audience, you need to take a look at your demographics and analytics on your account. So to do this, you need to upgrade to a TikTok Pro account. It's only $12.99 a month. Just kidding, it's completely free. It's no special premium or anything like that. It's actually a very seamless upgrade. You can find this by going to your account settings, going to the bottom and clicking Upgrade to Pro Account, and then you can take a look at analytics under Settings and Privacy and look at additional metrics, demographics, follower count, best performing videos, and much, much more. Number 6, the 6th tip, trick, tactic that I have for you today in order to boost your engagement and growth on TikTok is to copy and add to. I'm sure, as you know, if you've been on the platform for more than an hour, you know that TikTok is all about riding the waves of the trends and the challenges that you see on the platform. But that being said, don't just copy what you see on the For You page. You want to remix it in your own way. There's a saying that what's great today will be mediocre tomorrow. And so if you see a video or a song being used on the platform multiple times, chances are that you've already missed that opportunity because of the fact that, you know, dozens, millions of other people are already utilizing it. So when you go to the For You page, you scroll through it, you determine what trend you want to capitalize on. Think about how can you take this idea to a new creative level. Experimenting with new things is truly how you find success, not repeating what others did yesterday and today over again. So with that concludes the 6 tips on how to get you more likes and ultimately more followers on TikTok. As a special thanks for sticking around and watching all the way to the end of this video, I would like to personally thank you and also give you special access to a free resource that I put a lot of time and effort into creating and making it worthwhile for you, called the TikTok Tip Off. So it goes over 5 undervalued strategies that not a lot of people are using on the TikTok platform, additional hacks that, if you will, you can utilize in your growth pursuit. So the link is going to be in the description below. Be sure to get access and download that if you are interested. Of course, I can't forget to thank our comment of the week from Aaron. Aaron, I love your username and your creative content ideas. I wish you the best of luck in growing your account. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Listen, I truly am humbled that you find enough value in these videos to watch, subscribe, and be a part of this journey here with me. So thanks so much for being here. It truly does mean the world to me. And as always, we'll talk next time. Take care.